the beginning. And out of boredom, the source God divided itself into everything. And absolutely everything is made out of its building blocks. And its building blocks can change their shape and composition depending on the conditions at hand. Manifestations. And the source God manifested itself into immortal and almighty creator entities. And the almightiness of the creator entities included the ability to manifest themselves into various shapes, physicalities, sizes, and as they see fit. And while being the direct manifestations and representatives of the source God, the almighty creator entities started to create creations. And firstly, the almighty creator entities created their own armies of lower ranked entities. And then they bioengineered actual mortal creatures of various sizes and lifespans. And the mortal creatures were equipped with reproductive systems, and the self-sustainability of reality became a fact. The immensely large creatures. And some of the first mortal creations were so devouring, immensely large creatures, consisting of trillions of cells and with a lifespan of more than 1,000,000 years. And they are trillions of kilometers long, and they are truly God's children. And each cell within their bodies is an entire world with the shape of a half-full sphere situated within an outer sphere, creating a unit of spheres. And gyroscopic properties are balancing the half-full sphere within the outer sphere and are neutralizing the movements made by the immensely large creature. And the lower half of each half-full sphere consists of 100 flat and circular levels with massive pillars supporting and dividing them. And water was introduced to each level. And massive hydroelectric power plants consisting of a magnetic mountain surrounded by a whirlpool sea were introduced to each level. And the electricity produced in the process powers up the various luminaries of each level, the furnaces incorporated in the floors of each level, it constantly fills up the ether, it acts as a lubricant between the half-full and the outer sphere, and it gives the immensely large creature its body heat. UFOs. And simultaneously, other creatures were bioengineered with the purpose of maintaining all aspects within the cells of the immensely large creatures, including the bioengineering of species, as well as to annihilate them when needed. And those creations were given technologically advanced vehicles and are called UFOs. And the creatures in those vessels are creations too, but have no reproductive system since they are not a part of the livestock. Livestock. And 1,000-kilometer-long dragon-like creatures, as well as marine life creatures of several 100 kilometers long, were introduced on each level of each cell and started to hunt and kill each other. And they weighed billions of metric tons, and their souls weighed millions of metric tons and fed the newly bioengineered immensely large creatures. And simultaneously, tens of thousands of species of bacteria were created and had the job of maintaining the metabolic aspects of all creatures. And the immensely large creatures themselves started to grow bigger and older, and they need a more diverse diet. And the 1,000-kilometer-long dragons and their prey were killed, Their corpses were petrified and fossilized and became the land masses of each level. And a greater number of animal and botanical species of smaller sizes were created. Humans. And in order to still the insatiable hunger of the growing immensely large creatures, a type of species was needed that can farm and slaughter billions of additional animals on a daily basis on each level of each cell within their bodies, and therefore to produce an even higher amount of soul sustenance. And the creator entities ordered the creatures in the UFOs to create the first humans. And those first humans were titans of several kilometers tall. And the titans farmed and slaughtered gigantic animals, resulting in larger quantities of soul sustenance for the immensely large creatures. And then the immensely large creatures grew even bigger, requiring an even greater variety of souls in their diet. And then the titans and the gigantic animals they farmed were killed and petrified, and became a part of the landscape too. And then smaller giants and animals were created, but of a great variety of species. And now, the immensely large creature in the body of which we are has surpassed its baby days, and it requires and receives an elixir sustenance consisting of the souls of tens of millions of species of animal and botanical life forms. And now, the annihilated giants of the past are replaced by humans of many races but of smaller sizes. And now, the influenceable, weak, and gullible humans are indoctrinated into believing various non-existing and unsubstantiated concepts of eternal life. And now they happily reproduce, oblivious of the sinister and soul-devouring nature of reality.